Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Elder Scrolls Lore, and today, before we get started, I'd like to make a little announcement. The two recommended videos are on their way. I believe this will come out on Tuesday, and I should have the other video out by this upcoming Saturday. I'm trying to do the time schedules of what's happening so far, but with that being said, they're coming out soon. One will come out that Saturday and the other next Tuesday. Or maybe we'll either the next Tuesday we'll have one, and then I'm sorry, the next Saturday. All right, they're on their way. I'd rather before I confuse myself even more. With that being said, I'd like to thank Aries for allowing me to use his music, and feel free to check out the podcast on HB Productions' channel that I'm involved with Imperial Knowledge and the HB brothers, with Kuyo and HB obviously. And that being said, it's on his channel. I've talked about it now more than enough. I feel like people should know about it, and feel free to join the Discord chat as well. The link is in the description below and in the channel header on my channel. And with that being said, let's get to the city-state of Whiterun. Whiterun is one of the 9 major cities of the province of Skyrim and is capital of the Whiterun Hold in Skyrim. Whiterun is well known throughout the Empire for being a traditional trading capital of the province due to its convenient location surrounding the hold capitals of all Skyrim. Now, Whiterun is located in the central tundra of Skyrim along with the White River that flows from Falkreath Hold to Eastmarch. The area around Whiterun is very open, stretching far into the sundered hills of the Reach. The area is very versatile, filled with all sorts of game ranging from deers to mammoths. Farms and other settlements riddle the area, such as the townships of Rorikstead and the fortress of Greymore, although they are more prevalent around the Whiterun outskirts. The roads of Whiterun connect to mostly the hold capitals. Dawnstar is mostly a straight path north of Whiterun, and south-southwest leads directly to Falkreath. The hill known as Skyforge was the foundation of Whiterun's construction, and the city grew around that landmark. Throughout the area, there are several Whiterun defense towers safeguarding the road around Whiterun. The western watchtower is in between Whiterun and Greymore. The northern road also has the White Watch Tower in between Whiterun and Hjalgen Creek. Whiterun is a well-fortified city with the watchtowers all along the border. The western gate is the only entrance to the city, which is heavily fortified with the drawbridge that connects the city to the rest of the world. The city is divided into 3 districts. The Plains District is the lower level of Whiterun. It is where the common folk reside and trade amongst each other. The Banner Mare is the most popular inn in the city and is located at the eastern end of the Plains District, adjacent to the market square in the center of it. The Wind District is the second level of Whiterun and is the home of the nobility in the city, as well as other notable groups. The Temple of Kinnereth is located at the center of this district, parallel to the Gildergreen tree, an ancient tree that grew from the Eldergleam tree of Eastmarch. The eastern side of the city is home of the Companions and the Skyforge. The Companion stronghold was the first building in Whiterun. Finally, there's the Cloud District, which we don't get to very often. Just kidding. Which is home of Dragon's Reach, which is where the trap was built by Olaf One-Eye to trap the great dragon, Numenex. After the Night of Tears, Ysgramor and his 500 companions purged the snow elves that inhabited Skyrim before them. Many of the companions had spread out throughout the province, moving westward into modern-day West Skyrim. One of the many Atmoran pioneers was Jeek of the River, who sailed from Atmora on the mighty ship named Yorviskir. I knew I was going to have trouble. With his crew. Now, the crew of this Yorviskir embarked onto I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm so sorry if I am. I feel like I am. They embarked onto Skyrim from the northeast and defeated the elves in their path. One of the members was Junder the Tiny, who went ahead and witnessed the great plains of modern-day Whiterun Hold, a vast open grassland with no end in sight. He looked over and saw a rocky hill with a large bird monument and a searing fire under its wings. This monument would become the Skyforge, and so the Yoskavar crew began constructing their stronghold, and as time went on, the city was built. circling on the running of the White River. Thus, the city of Whiterun was born. Again, I apologize if I messed that up, as chances are I most likely did. During the First Era, High King Borjas was killed by the Wood Elves of the Wild Hunt, ending the Ysgramor dynasty. A new High King was needed to rule the province. Tension would rise, starting the War of Succession, where the Jarls of Skyrim would fight each other for the position of High King. Around the same time, the dragon named Numenex was terrorizing the province, and the Jarls were warring against each other at the same time. No one would defeat the dragon. At this time, the Jarl of Whiterun was Olaf One-Eye. He decided to take the initiative to fight against Numenex atop his lair in Mount Anthor. The battle atop Mount Anthor was fierce, but in the end, Olaf One-Eye had won, and he had trapped Numenex in his new castle called Dragon's Reach. Because of this feat, the Jarls had settled down and named Olaf One-Eye the new High King of Skyrim, so another conflict would not start. The Jarls created the Pact of Chieftains in 420 of the First Era, where a moot would be convened to determine the next High King after a dynasty had collapsed. Olaf One-Eye was considered a hero throughout the whole province, but many people felt there was something else to the story. Something wrong. Many people accused Olaf of fabricating a tale about an epic battle so he can gain a praise and become the High King of Skyrim. One person that accused him of such was Svafnir of the Bard's College in Solitude. Svafnir had claimed a different tale, knowing that his time was ending. Numenex flew all across Skyrim, burning villages before leaving to Mount Anthor, where he would rest in peace. By the time Olaf One-Eye and his men arrived on Mount Anthor, Numenex was weak and near death. Olaf's men captured Numenex and took him to Dragon's Reach, imprisoning him. Those men that helped Olaf had become wealthy leaders of Olaf's reign, and in the end, Olaf One-Eye was buried in Dead Man's Respite and imprisoned Svafnir there, leaving him to die. Now, during the reign of the during the reign of the Akaviri Potentate of the province of Skyrim was ruled by High King Logruf. Now, again, we know a good chunk of this, right? So basically, this would lead to the split between West and East Skyrim. We've gone through this in every city video, and to the point where I really don't feel like it's necessary to keep repeating. Now, after Tiber Septim's conquest over Morrowind, the royal daughter of the Mournhold was taken by Symmachus, a dark elven general of the invading force. The young child was named Baranziah, and she was taken to the outskirts of Whiterun to the township of Darkmoor, where she would be supervised by Count Sven Avenson, a veteran of the Tiber Wars. Baranziah grew up as a proper noble, but had yearned adventure outside. She would occasionally escape Castle Darkmoor to wander off from time to time. During her stay, she befriended a donkey-brained stable boy named Straw out of pity, for he was a bumbling oaf. Straw told Baranziah about a conspiracy against her, saying she would be sold as a concubine to the King Rahad. So the two hatched a plan to escape Darkmoor to the nearby city-state of Whiterun. To flee the castle, Baranziah dressed as a boy and took up a job as a caravan guard with the Straw. The two of them headed to the city, arriving at dawn. During their stay in the city, the two teenagers lived out their lives in the poor district of it, staying in the shanty inn in the area. Her disguise was effective. Despite her dark skin and vibrant eyes, she blended into the crowd. But she still had to hide, since most dark elves were not found in the city. With gold that they took from Darkmoor, the two lived in the inn, enjoying decent meals, celebrating their escape, and having vigorous sex until they fell asleep. I knew I was going to giggle at that, I don't know why. Time eventually came when the two had to leave Whiterun and move eastward to the province of Morrowind. The two hooked jobs as caravan guards for a group heading to the city of Riften, which is near the border of Morrowind. The two left for Riften, where Baranziah would reunite with Symmachus, who would eventually become Queen of Mournhold. Straw would later die a horrible death, which is kind of sad. During the Imperial Simulacrum from 389 to 399 of the Third Era, Uriel Septim VII was imprisoned along with Talon Warhaft in the Deadlands by Jagar Tharn. Now, like the rest of the cities that were explained in previous videos, a piece of the Staff of Chaos was hidden here where the Eternal Champion would come to recover it. At the time, Whiterun was under the rule of King Asigus. So, during the waning years of the Third Era, the city-state of Whiterun was ruled by Yasha, the Witch Queen and the Priestess of Lorcan. Her rise to the throne is kind of mysterious. Recently, the group known as the Horm had several natural attacks and had plagued the Kingdom of Whiterun and other settlements, including Hrothgar. A vast majority of the citizens had blamed Yasha, but had unexpectedly exalted her to the seat of power in Dragon's Reach. She would earn the moniker of the Witch Queen. Yasha had a massive amount of control in the land, though her magic did not bring prosperity into her domain. Yasha would continue her rule over the city into the Fourth Era. Luckily, the Nordic kingdoms in the north were doing way better in the long run. During the Skyrim Civil War in 201 of the Fourth Era, the city-state was ruled by Jarl Balgruuf the Greater. Balgruuf was a well-spoken man who put his people first and then the problems occurring throughout the problems alongside them. During the conflict, Whiterun was nominally aligned with the Imperial Legion in the conflict, but Balgruuf was focused on protecting his people from the Dragon's Crisis. Around this time, the township of Helgen was razed by the World Eater, and his name would be Alduin. And a survivor would travel to Whiterun to warn the Jarl about the recent dragon attack. Giving a convincing story, Jarl Balgruuf sent a militia to the township of Riverwood to protect them and from other threats, and sent the survivor to obtain the dragon stone for the Whiterun court wizard, Farengar's secret fire. Sometime later, the dragon known as Myrmidnir, I'm going to mess that one up too, there's a lot of mistakes here for terms of pronunciation, I'm sorry about that, and he had attacked the western watchtower. In between Whiterun and Greymoor, that's where it's located, sorry. I got confused in my sentences. So, the survivor had a group of Whiterun guards with him, or her, and traveled to the outpost and fought the dragon. The survivor had ultimately killed Myrmidnir, and the dragon's soul had been enveloped to the warrior. The event would reveal the last dragonborn of the prophecy. So the dragon crisis had taken its toll on the residents of Skyrim, and so an end to this conflict needed to come to fruition. After learning Dragonrend through the Elder Scrolls, the last Dragonborn had battled Alduin at the throat of the world, temporarily defeating him. And after this battle, eventually, they would go on to trap Odahviing in Whiterun. They would trap him in Dragon's Reach. And then the Dragonborn would fly Odahviing out to Skuldafn, where he would fight Alduin once more in Sovngarde. Now, with that being said, that is all we really know in terms of this. Some minor events considered having with the Gildergreen tree, that it could be revived with the help of some traveler. And then at some time, Whiterun was actually going to be potentially attacked. We don't really know. That's the idea, that Whiterun was attacked during the Civil War. So the victor of the battle is unknown, but it was attacked. So with that being said, that happened. And then the harbinger of the companions, Coldlock Whitemane, had passed away when a werewolf hunting group called the Silver Hand had raided the halls of Yoskavir. So his funeral was held afterward, and the Jarl of Whiterun would attend, and a new harbinger would be named later on. So these all happened sometime in 201 of the Fourth Era. Obviously they happened in the events of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys have any recommendations about video topics in the future, please let me know in the comments below or in the Discord chat. Discord chat's a bit easier. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.